Maverick were the first pinch Gatorade drinking technique. It's not as blessed lemon lime. You gotta pinch more, man. Pinch more. Yeah.
Can't do it.
Gotta get it like
It's so hard to do.
pinched almost into a figure eight, man. Yeah, there you go. Now you do it. Yeah.
Sideways.
Running with Maverick and Wolfman. Maverick here.
Wolfman here. Don't forget to find us on Facebook, Instagram, the big one, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Tell all your friends you are watching us so you can hear great stories like the one you're going to hear today.
All right,
Matt?
here we go. Tell me what we're doing.
So, for those that haven't been following or are new to the show, Maverick just completed his first 10-mile race ever. The furthest you've raced since what, college?
Ever.
Yeah.
Furthest I've raced ever. Longest run I've done since college.
Longest run you've done since college. Okay. So how are you feeling today?
So I was pretty sore today. My quads particularly felt pretty sore. IT bands were tight. I didn't plan on running at all today, but I ended up doing about 7.5 miles because my family wanted to run. Particularly my wife wanted to go for a run. And so I ended up running today, which was cool. I enjoyed it, and it was lots of fun to get out there again 2 days in a row, which is
Nice.
terrific. It's like the old days.
Sometimes I think you feel better though if you do run the day after just a little bit, just a good easy run.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it was fun because I haven't done that in a long time, and I wasn't sure I would be able to even like hold pace at all or be able to continue. But I just kept running with my wife, and it was good.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of questions? Because I know that wasn't the main question. What's your big question?
No.
You're itching to ask here?
So overall, how was the race? I mean, I was there. I know how I saw it unfold, but walk us through start to finish. How was it?
Okay, so I'm just gonna take it from the start. So I got up pretty early. It was probably like 4:30. Woke up, did my normal routine, got some coffee, and I didn't put much of anything in it. I pulled a Wolfman and drank it pretty much without any cream or sugar in it, like barely anything. And I was just thinking about what you said about how the coffee is basically like water, and I'm like, if he can drink an extra large coffee before running a marathon, there has to be something to that. So I basically cut out everything to the point where it's nearly black coffee, drank it, right, and then went through some of my other morning stuff. I ate some peanut butter toast, and then I went. This is something new that I'm doing. I went and stood outside for like 5 minutes, just relaxed, chilled outside. Stood in the grass, my bare feet, just kind of taking it in, relaxing, chilling out. I heard that did that in Tour de France with some of the racers, so I tried that to try to mellow out, focus, visualize, and then I went back in, got ready, got my kit together, got my contacts, all that stuff. Got out to meet up with you about 6, a little after 6 a.m., and then went to the race. and we took a shuttle to the race, and that was different because I'm not used to doing that. But I
Yeah,
felt pretty good. Felt pretty mellow. A lot more relaxed than I usually would feel at a race. We had a lot of time still because the race was starting at 8 a.m. We got over there pretty early. We got to see the walkers. That's another thing I haven't ever seen that. Never got to see the walkers take off, so I got to see that, and and they were there early, ready to go, and then all the runners came in. There was a lot of runners actually. There was like over 700 runners,
say, do you know
and
how
that's the
many
biggest
there?
race.
You know how many there ended up
What was
being?
that?
Do you know how many there ended up being? I never did look.
Th- I think runners there was over 700, almost 800 runners, more than 1,000 people total between the running, the cycling, the walking events. So yeah, there was I'm pretty sure over 1,000, but 700 and some for the running, if I'm not mistaken. And like it was a great crowd. Everybody was really
It
cool, really
was.
positive, pretty awesome. So then yeah, we did a little warm up, not much because I didn't have the kind of base to do a long warm up. And then Wolfman and I got into the run. We were running, and I thought I was doing about 9 minute per mile pace with Wolfman, and apparently we weren't doing 9 minute pace, but it felt like 9 minutes to me because I really just wasn't looking at my watch, and it was raining, and I enjoy running in the rain, so it actually was easier for me to breathe and to race. For probably like about 3 miles, it was raining, maybe 4 miles,
Yeah.
and we started seeing people that we talked to beforehand that we knew that said they were going to run like just under 8 minute pace, and I'm like, well, they must be running slow today, and that person must be just not warmed up yet, whatever, not thinking about it too much. And I don't think they had the first mile mark, did they?
They did, but I
Did I miss
forget.
it?
No, well, you might have, but I know a couple of them. I just decided not to say anything to you, but I want to say it was a little. That one was a little short, I think, and the rest of them
Okay.
were pretty well on from that point.
Okay, yeah. So I think I missed the first mile somehow. Like I don't know if I was just looking at something else or what, but yeah, I missed the first mile for sure. Didn't look at my watch. Then we hit, like probably like 2 or 3 miles in, and when I still just didn't look at my watch. I was like, well, I feel good. Whatever pace this is pretty comfortable. I don't really have an exact goal time. I wanted to run at least 90 minutes or under 90 minutes, just because I wasn't sure how my body would handle that long
Yeah.
of a run. So we were clicking it pretty good, and I felt pretty good. And we went from town to town because that's how the race is designed, where we run from one town to another. And then we got to like mile 4 or something like that, where it was marked. And then I knew where I was at for sure at that point. And I was like, well, I haven't had to stop or anything. I'm feeling pretty good. Got to, we had actually at that point, I was enjoying myself a lot actually because you were making some funny comments. And Wolfman did this thing where if the people on the side, if there was a crowd gathered and they weren't cheering, he would say something to them to make them cheer. So then we would all be laughing. And at that point, I think we hit like at least the first or second water station.
Yeah, it had
Yeah,
to be around there.
probably the first water station was terrible. That was the one that you got on video where I couldn't drink the Gatorade, and it was red Gatorade, fruit
Yeah,
punch,
we
and I
asked them too
spilled
if
it
they
on
had
my
one in
face.
mind. They said no.
I spilled it on my face, and then I think I got like maybe the second take. I got something, and then I end up drinking like basically like a cap full of Gatorade at most, and chuck it. And then I got to the water, and I think that's when you asked them. You asked them if they had beer or something? I don't know what you asked them.
One of them told us no. One of
Vodka.
them said they had vodka, and I was like, vodka?
Take a double.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty good. That made us laugh. Whoever that girl was, way to go.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then as we did a couple of those water stations, I got better at the drinking part of it to some degree. Definitely more comfortable with it. And then
How'd your
what's that?
stomach feel with that stuff? Since that was new to you, how'd you feel internally? Sloshy?
So I think like the first we must have been further in than 4. We had to be because you said something to me like, if you're gonna, no, this is what it was. You got the first water at maybe 3 or 4 miles, and you said, do you need one? I said, I drank enough rain that I don't need one right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then the second time, you're like, you should probably get one if you're hitting 6 miles and you haven't run more than like 6 or 7 miles. You should probably start drinking some Gatorade. And that's when
Yeah.
I took one. So it's probably like 6 miles in that I got my first drink.
Yeah.
And
That
then
sounds good.
and then that same thing, like maybe 7-ish miles, I got another one, 7.5. But then we saw a few people that we knew on the course too, college
Yeah.
teammates and stuff, and yelled at them. Jude, shout out to him. Can't miss him. He's like 6'5". The guy's enormous.
Yeah.
And then, we were enjoying the spectators. We had a car almost come on the course, and some cops were yelling at them to turn around. Thank you for that. What else? We had
Yeah.
we had hit, I think, I'd say 7.5. I started to really start kind of getting tired. Like 7, I was tired, but 7.5, I was like, I'm really getting into some uncharted territory. I'm getting really fatigued out now. And I could really use like another Gatorade. And there wasn't any at that point. It was just no Gatorade. So then we saw Gareth and had a laugh
Yep.
with Gareth about what he was doing, trying to get people not to cut the course. That was funny. And then saw my family, somewhere around 8-ish, and that was great. Kept me going. Then I really felt like I needed a Gatorade even more. My stomach wasn't great, but I felt like I could handle another one. But I really wanted another, something to put in my stomach that was going to have electrolytes. And those last 2 miles, like we hit, and I knew I was in the last two, and it was getting tough. My legs were just feeling like they didn't want to turn over, so they're
Yeah.
feeling pretty heavy. My breathing was still okay. I wasn't huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
And we hit somewhere around 9. I think I got another water. It wasn't Gatorade, but it
Yeah.
was water. So at least
Yes,
I got to run with
it
that.
had something later. Yeah. I don't know what it was either.
So I grabbed a little bit of water. I was able to get some more fluid in my system, and then we had some. It was like a unique encounter where we had that one dude who was like, "I'm done."
Yeah.
this kid, I think he was like a young kid. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm done, guys. Good job. And Wolfman's like, you're not done. You got another mile. Like a
And he
drill
kept it. Like,
instructor.
yeah. I think
You're
he
like
ended
getting
up
yelled at by
finishing
your
another
father.
round.
Half yelled at, half motivated
Yeah.
him to run. And I just went like this. You got one more, and then he kept running. So I think he ended up running pretty close to us at the end.
Yeah.
And
I think he finished right around us. Yeah.
my car came by with my family yelling to me, so that helped get some more adrenaline going to get me through that last mile. And then, but that bridge in the last mile, that's rough. That's like a joke.
The bridge, man.
I think Gareth and Ben and everybody, they
It's a,
kind of put that in to just mess with everyone.
it's a hill in disguise. A hill in
It was. I
disguise.
was like, this is like a little hill in the middle of the last mile, and I got to run up this
Yeah.
little hill, this little mountain. And so we ran over that and then weaved through the city to get to the square. And I have to admit, I did take off and ran hard the last, like, I don't know, is it 100 or 75 yards, whatever that last
Yeah.
straight
Whatever that
is.
last turn was, and then it was the finish. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how far.
I ran 75-80% speed at the end there because I wanted to be done. No real reason other than I was like, there's the finish. I see the finish and I know I'm done if I could just get there as fast as I can and then I can stop. And that's why I ran hard at the end to get done. And I literally got through the chute. And since I didn't run 100%, I was like still vertical. Didn't have to like bend over right away, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like usually I'm like hunching
Yeah.
over at the end, and I'm still standing up straight. I just really need a water. So they're they hand you like medals and everything, and I'm like just looking like, where is the water? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got a water, and they're still handing me things, and these guys are like offering you like pizza and stuff, and I'm like, I can't eat pizza right now. I can barely drink this water. And then the funniest thing was they gave us Sour Patch, whatever drink that
Oh,
was, some kind of,
that Ghost or whatever. Yeah.
I don't even know what all I knew it was Sour Patch and it tasted so sour. And I was like, I can barely drink. Is this like the concept that you can barely sip it to get electrolytes slowly or something? I was like, I don't know
I don't
the
know. I didn't
physiology.
take one. I didn't take one.
Well, I did. I needed something. And I was like, this is the worst tasting drink I've ever had in my entire life, but it is going to do something for me because there's a lot written on it that I'm too tired to read. But I know it's going to help me out. So I sipped that very slowly. I probably drank like an eighth of it, gave it to my kids. They said they didn't like it. So I knew it was bad.
That's
So.
funny. Congrats.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great race. I really had a good time. Everyone that put it on did an awesome job. All the people that
Yeah.
helped out were fantastic. The spectators were awesome. I definitely do it again. It was way different than I thought it was going to be, but it was a long day, and I recommend if you're going to do anything like this, just prepare and don't do what I do. Don't procrastinate. Actually get in there, do the hard work. It makes it so much better than trying to kind of wing it last minute.
Do what I say and not what I do, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Like get out there, do a good job with it, do the preparations, and like I said, it was so much fun though. I really would recommend doing that or something else similar to
Yeah.
that. The Wyoming Valley Run was just an awesome run. I'm really gonna, remember that forever, and how much fun it was, and how much laughs we had. Even in the last mile, we still had moments that we were laughing and, like waving to people and all that kind of stuff. It was grueling, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like you said, they're a different kind of race. You're still working and it's hard, but you're not going so all out that you can't take it in. You know.
Right. Right. And Wolfman got me through so many miles. It was ridiculous. I honestly, I don't know. I was shocked when we got through. I didn't look at the time. And I was telling my wife this. I was laughing. I was like, "There's a big clock at the end. There's always a clock." And I did
Yeah.
not look at it. I just got done, and I was like, "People are like, how'd you do?" I'm like, "I have no idea because I didn't start my watch on time. I didn't stop my watch. I didn't look at the clock. I have no idea what time I ran. I didn't look at it at all. So I don't know. I felt good, but I have no idea." And then you're like, "We ran like a 1:16." I'm like,
Yeah.
1:16. That doesn't add up. But I think it can't be right. And
Yeah.
you're like, "Yeah, we were doing like whatever 7:40 something." And
Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
were clicking
"No."
7:40, 7:30. Yeah.
No way. I
Yeah.
was like, that we were at a 9-minute pace. It didn't hit me till I saw like a lot of things happen. Like we took a bunch of pictures, we walked around, we did all this kind of fun stuff afterwards. And then I looked over and the clock was still not at 1 hour 30 minutes. And I was like, huh, I guess we really did run that fast because a lot's happened and it's
Yeah.
still under 90 minutes.
Yeah. It was great.
So
It was
yeah, it was
fun.
great fun. And I appreciate Wolfman and everybody helping out and making a memorable day.
Yeah. It was good.
So I owe
We'll have
you
to do
one.
it. I look forward to the 26.2.
Yeah, great. I mean, you know what'd be good is probably if you run a 26.2 and I help you out, like for some of
There
the
you
mileage
go.
of it, and get the excitement of that, and then maybe 13.1 though for sure. Next time, 13.1 sounds better than 26.2.
Yeah. Baby steps. Baby steps.
Right,
That's
right.
fun.
There's no reason to rush this.
It was fun to go through it with you, and it was fun to be there.
And you know what else was fun was that we got to reminisce with some of our old teammates and
Yeah.
John who won the Masters division is going to be a guest coming up, so we're looking forward to that as well. And
Yeah.
his wife
Yeah.
crushed it as well. The two of them, Marina, who was on the show previously, she crushed it as well. They took home some prizes, so pretty awesome
Yeah.
stuff. I'm trying to think, and then Allie, who was on the show, she had a pretty awesome day. She came in front of me too. Um, and a bunch of other people that we know and had guests. Who am I
Aches
missing?
was right near us,
Aches.
and Andy was well ahead of all of us, I think.
All of us, yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't remember what he said. 60 something, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Fourth overall,
Um,
sixth overall, something like that.
Something like that. Yep. So, yeah, it was fun. It was fun to, like you said, see people we haven't seen in a while, see people that have been on the show, see people that have listened to the show. Another listener came up to us after the race and introduced himself. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a fun time. It was good.
It's always funny when someone comes up to you and asks you something because you don't know what they're going to ask you, and then they're like, "Oh, I listened to your show," and you're like, "Oh, I forgot I had my jersey on." That's
Yeah,
great.
it was fun.
That's great. Yeah, so we had a great time. Thank you, everyone that came out and helped out and ran, and the spectators, everybody. Just thank you to everyone that made it an awesome day for us and
Yeah.
everyone else that ran that day or walked that day and cycled. Oh, and then Lynn was there too. She was on the show. I mean, we had a
Oh,
bunch of
really?
people. I,
I
I
didn't see
actually have to.
her there.
The funny thing is, I have to actually go through and like look at all the runners and
Yeah,
see who was on the show. I didn't even get to look at the walkers because some of them could have been on the show too.
yeah. I did not see her there, but great
Yeah.
job, everybody that we know that was there and that did it and finished it, and that's awesome.
And we'll try to tag everybody this week that we know was running.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry if we missed you or didn't mention you, but great job, everybody, and thanks for cheering us on. And we'll see you at the next one.
yeah, man.
All right, Maverick and Wolfman running out.